Hello, everyone, and welcome to Capnick Strive's March webinar, Spring Cleaning for Your Mind and Body. My name is Lexi, and I'm also joined with Emma, and we will be your presenters today. So let's get started. As we transition from winter to spring, it's the perfect time to not only clean our physical surroundings, but also to focus on rejuvenating our minds and bodies. But what does that actually mean? Well, picture this. Most of us sense instinctively that clutter is unhealthy. Sure, we may joke about a disorganized desk or a teenager's messy room, but we feel that a clean, organized space is a healthier, more soothing environment. So, what about a cluttered mind or body as a whole? Constantly presented with different challenges and distractions. Is that unhealthy? And is there a fix? Here's a breakdown of what it means to spring clean for your mind and body. For your mind, it could be, decluttering involves clearing away mental clutter, negative thoughts, worries, distractions, as well as releasing negative influences that can weigh you down mentally. Our environment involves organizing our living and working spaces and removing physical pollutants from your surroundings. For your diet, this means to try and make an effort to choose those healthier, nutrient dense foods and reduce intake of processed food, sugar, and those unhealthy fats. Essentially, eliminating the toxins and different things through nutrition. And lastly, your digital life. We are surrounded by this, but this includes reducing that overall digital stress and promoting mindful technology use. So, what are the benefits of decluttering and really investing in that spring cleaning for our mind and body? Well, first, mental clarity. Our minds can become cluttered with stress, worries, and those endless to do lists. Spring cleaning offers that opportunity to declutter your thoughts, allowing for greater mental clarity and focus. And by clearing away that mental debris, we can reduce feelings of overwhelm and enhance our cognitive function. Another benefit is emotional release. Spring cleaning isn't just about tidying up our physical space, it's also about letting go of that emotional baggage. As we declutter our surroundings, we may uncover hidden emotions or memories attached to certain items. And letting go of these attachments can be liberating and promote emotional healing. We also have to talk about physical health. Our environments impact our physical health more than we realize. Dust, mold, and clutter can contribute to respiratory issues and allergies. So, by deep cleaning our homes and creating organized, clutter free spaces, we can improve indoor air quality and reduce the risk of health problems. Moving on to stress reduction, a cluttered environment can contribute to feelings of stress and anxiety. Research has shown that living in a cluttered space can elevate our cortisol levels, which is the hormone associated with stress. So, by decluttering our surroundings, we create a sense of calm and promote relaxation. And finally, another benefit is renewed energy. Spring cleaning can invigorate us both mentally and physically, providing a renewed sense of energy and vitality. So, as we clear away clutter from our lives, we make space for new opportunities, experience, and personal growth. So, let's start with spring cleaning for your mind. The problem with mental clutter is it adds stress to your life and can leave you feeling overwhelmed, anxious, frazzled, and even burnt out. Carrying too much mental clutter can slow you down, leaving you feeling less productive and less focused. Your brain is working so hard to keep up with all that mental clutter, you might even start missing things, forgetting things, making mistakes, or making poorer decisions. So let's talk about some tips on how we can declutter our mind. Starting with mindfulness practices. Mindfulness involves bringing your awareness to the present moment without judgment. It's about observing your thoughts, feelings, and sensations as they arise and accepting them without getting caught up in them. Mindfulness practices can include mindful breathing, body scans, and mindful observation of our thoughts and emotions. And by practicing mindfulness regularly, you can cultivate greater awareness and resilience in the face of that mental clutter. Another is meditation. And meditation is a powerful tool for decluttering the mind and promoting inner peace and clarity. There are so many different types of meditation, including mindfulness meditation, loving kindness meditation, and guided visualizations. Meditation involves, sitting quietly and focusing on your attention on a specific object, such as your breath, a mantra, or a visualization. And you could even do a walking meditation, stepping outside in nature, and just paying attention to what is around you. But through regular meditation practice, you can learn to quiet the chatter of the mind and find a sense of calm amidst the chaos. Studies have found a huge range of benefits, including lowering stress, improving memory, better sleep, and better attention. One study found that the brain is able to process certain types of information better during meditation, and that letting your mind wander during meditation can be one of the best ways to reduce stress and increase concentration. Another way to declutter that mind is journaling. This is a valuable technique for processing our thoughts and emotions and helps us gain insight into our inner world and releases that mental clutter. Set aside time each day, it could be at night, first thing in the morning, to write freely about your thoughts, feelings, and experiences without judgment. You can use journal prompts, such what am I grateful for today, or what's on my mind, to stimulate reflection and that self-discovery. It really allows you to externalize your thoughts and gain perspective on them, helping to declutter your mind and create space for clarity and insight. And another is setting boundaries. Establishing boundaries with yourself and others is essential for protecting your mental well-being and preventing mental clutter. So learn to say no to activities and commitments that drain your energy or overwhelm you, and start prioritizing self-care and relaxation. Boundaries also involve setting limits on that negative self-talk and rumination, and developing a mindset of self-compassion and self-acceptance. One thing I recommend is just start experimenting with different practices to see what works best for you. And remember that decluttering your mind is going to be an ongoing process. Let's talk about rejuvenating your mind. One, limiting exposure to that negative news and social media. In today's digital age, we are constantly bombarded with news stories and social media posts that can contribute to feelings of stress, anxiety, and overwhelm. So, to rejuvenate your mind, consider limiting your exposure to that negative news and social media, especially during times when you're feeling particularly vulnerable or overwhelmed. Set boundaries around your media consumption and prioritize sources of information that are balanced, accurate, and uplifting. Another is practicing gratitude. This is a powerful antidote to negativity to negativity and can help shift your focus from what's wrong to what's right in your life. Take time each day, could be morning, during your lunchtime, or before you go to bed, to reflect on the things that you're grateful for. It could be your health, relationships, nature, or simple pleasures like a warm cup of tea or a beautiful sunset. Keeping a gratitude journal can help you cultivate a habit of gratitude and train your mind to focus on the positive aspects of your life. Which leads us into our next rejuvenating tip is channeling a positive mindset. And this involves training your mind to focus on the good in every situation and approach life with optimism and resilience. Practice positive self-talk, affirmations, and visualization techniques to reframe negative thoughts and beliefs into more empowering and constructive ones. Surround yourself with positive influences, such as supportive friends, uplifting books, inspiring quotes, to really reinforce a positive outlook on life. And I do want to note that we're not suggesting toxic positivity, which is the idea that you should be positive all the time, regardless of what's happening in your life. Rather, we want to promote the ability to meet any situation with grace, understanding, and without spiraling. And then the last rejuvenating tip for your mind is regulating your sleep schedule. A good night's sleep can certainly leave you feeling refreshed, but getting regular sleep is also and more critical to your brain's health. Sleep has been shown to improve memory, and one study even found that sleeping after you learn something new results in actual changes in the brain and better retention. So, what are some other benefits of sleep? Research has shown that sleep deprived people handle stress less effectively, um, and that chronic lack of sleep might even contribute to obesity. So let's move on to spring cleaning for your environment. And this is what we most often think of when we think of spring cleaning, decluttering that space. And we know that clutter creates chaos, which impacts our ability to focus. It also limits our brain's capacity to process information. Clutter is a form of visual distraction, which increases cognitive overload and can reduce working memory. So, if your space is unorganized and filled with clutter, it can be difficult to focus or concentrate. And research has shown that people are less irritable, less distracted, and more productive and better able to process information with a uncluttered and organized workspace. And staying organized can be a challenge for anyone. It can even be daunting task if you have ADHD, a brain injury, or an executive function deficit or disorder. And that's why making sure we clear the clutter and develop systems for keeping certain items like keys, phone, wallet are essential to managing day-to-day activities and improving time management. So here are some tips. And everything we own and bring into our home, we know takes up some of our time, energy, and space. And while some things are worth it, there are usually items that are no longer serving us and we could do without. The more things we have, the more things we have to clean, organize, and manage. So, one of the first tips to decluttering your environment is starting small. Set small, manageable tasks and start tackling one area at a time, whether it's a room, closet, drawer, pile, or task. Sort through your belongings and identify items you no longer need or use. And then donate or discard these items to create more space and reduce clutter. Next is organizing your belongings. Invest in storage solutions, bins, baskets, and shelves to help organize your belongings effectively. Group similar items together and then designate specific areas for different categories, making it easier to find and access what you need. Next is clearing out any unused items. And I'm saying be ruthless in decluttering and don't hold onto items out of guilt or sentimentality. Or if that's too overwhelming, try the one in, one out rule, where for every new item you bring in, consider removing an old or unnecessary item. And assess belongings and ask if they add value or joy. And if not, that's the one. The goal is to get the items out of your house too and into the hands of someone who needs them. So you can contact your local homeless shelters or donation centers to schedule a drop off or pickup. And if you need some help, ask for it. Enlist the help of a family member, friend, or a paid consultant who can help you make decisions. Sometimes getting permission from someone else makes it easier to put your items in that donate pile. And then lastly, if you're having trouble parting with your children's baby clothes or books or mementos from a vacation, take a picture. Giving them away often feels like giving a piece of your identity up or of the past, which makes it difficult to let go. But by taking a picture of the item that carries sentimental value, you can still have that connection. I'm now going to pass this off to Emma, who's going to talk about rejuvenating our space.
Thank you, Lexi. So once we declutter our space, we need to rejuvenate, right? As Lexi was saying, a lot of this starts with being mindful of our space, being mindful of the products we're bringing in, but this is even beyond clutter. For example, it's paying attention to our environment around us. So, and what we're bringing into our home. So for example, when choosing cleaning products, read labels carefully, look beyond those claims of natural or organic, and examine product labels for ingredients and potential allergens. We also recommend keeping outdoor shoes out of the house to prevent the spread of germs and bacteria, helping maintain that clean indoor environment. We can also rejuvenate our space by ensuring the safety of our water, by regularly testing for contaminants, by verifying that appliances, wiring, and structures adhere to safety codes. And we can also enhance indoor air quality by incorporating plants into our space, investing in an air purifier, and regularly ventilating our homes. We also like to opt for indoor plants like spider plants, peace lilies that not only enhance the aesthetics, but also contribute to air purification. So in alignment with this, it can also be helpful to incorporate natural elements such as sunlight, fresh air, greenery into your home to create that calming, rejuvenating atmosphere. So open those windows, let in the fresh air, arrange some plants, add vibrancy, and let that light shine in. Next, we are talking about spring cleaning for our diet. So how do we declutter our diet? There are a few strategies, the first being mindful eating. Now, mindful eating is a practice that involves bringing full attention to the experience of eating, including the taste, the texture, and smell of the food, as well as the sensations of chewing and swallowing. So you can practice mindful eating by slowing down and savoring each bite, paying attention to the flavors and how the food makes you feel. Notice any impulses to rush or distract yourself and bring your focus back to that present moment, back to the food that you are eating. Another way to declutter is to increase. I know declutter, increase, those words don't seem like they go together. However, we want to increase our fruit and vegetable intake. So incorporating a variety of fruits and veggies into your diet to boost your intake of antioxidants, fiber, phytonutrients. You could aim, as an example, to fill half of your plate with colorful fruits and vegetables each meal. In adding these fruits and vegetables, you're decluttering other things that you would be eating, right? And this leads us into that last bullet point, clean out or rearrange food storage spaces. So this can look like cleaning out the refrigerator and the cabinets of not only of older expired foods, but also of those less nutrient dense foods, and rearranging those spaces that puts your healthier food options at eye level for easier access, which increases the likelihood you'll reach for those healthier options. So for example, by putting your produce or your more nutrient dense foods, your yogurts, your your healthy grains, by putting those more at eye level and maybe keeping, some chips or keeping the candy in an upper cabinet, you're more likely to reach for what is closest to you. All right, so rejuvenating our diet, part of this is staying hydrated. So we recommend drinking plenty of water throughout the day to stay hydrated and support those natural detoxification processes in your body. It doesn't need to be lemon water. It doesn't need to be a recipe with cayenne. Hydration is essential for helping your liver and your kidneys flush out toxins. Hydration is also essential for regulating body temperature and maintaining our energy levels. So we recommend drinking at least 8 to 10 glasses of water per day, or about half your body weight in ounces. Also, this could be more or less depending on if you're physically active or if you live in a hot climate. Secondly, to rejuvenate, we want to reduce our consumption of alcohol and caffeine, which can tax our liver and disrupt our body's some of our body's natural processes. So excessive alcohol and caffeine consumption can also interfere with sleep quality and contribute to dehydration. So we recommend opting for herbal teas, infused water, non-alcoholic beverages, just as healthier alternatives. And then lastly, to rejuvenate, something we touched on a little bit, but incorporating more nutrient-dense foods. So this includes, as we were saying, those fruits, those vegetables, whole grains, healthy fats, lean proteins, particularly to support liver function and those natural detoxification processes. We want to look for foods that are high in fiber and lower in salt, sugar, and fat. So if you're not sure where to start, I recommend smoothies. They are an easy way to pack a lot of nutrients and nutrient-dense foods into a small package. All right, now we will be talking about spring cleaning our digital life. So to declutter our digital life, first up, unsubscribing from unnecessary emails. So taking control of your inbox by unsubscribing from newsletters, promotional emails, spam, unsubscribe from all those email lists that no longer serve you or bring value to your life, and consider using email filters or folders to manage incoming messages more effectively. This is something that I took as a personal mission in 2023, and I'm not exaggerating when I say it did improve my quality of life not to have 30 junk emails filling my inbox every day. Highly recommended. Next, we have organizing our digital files. So organizing our files and documents into folders or categories for easy access. This means deleting those old unnecessary files, deleting duplicates and outdated documents to free up space and just reduce clutter on your devices. Now, this can take some time, but again, absolutely worth it once you see how much storage space you have. Additionally, getting rid of unused apps. So sorting through those apps, seeing what you don't use, what you only use maybe once or twice a year, seeing what you can delete from your phone, clear things off, and open up some memory. Lastly, sorting through those social media feeds. So go through, unfollow accounts that no longer align with your interests or your values. If you're on social media, you can kind of curate your experience just by following accounts that maybe you find inspiring, educational, or entertaining. And then again, just consider limiting time spent on social media platforms. It can really help reduce comparison and anxiety, things that tend to take up space in our brain. So how can we rejuvenate our digital life? Firstly, we can practice detachment from digital devices and platforms by taking regular breaks from screens and engaging in offline activities that recharge and rejuvenate you. like reconnecting with nature, spending quality time with loved ones, or pursuing hobbies and interests outside of the digital realm. We want to use technology as a tool for connection, learning, and creativity, but also prioritize real life experiences and maintain relationships. So we really want to be maintaining that balance and that perspective as we use technology as a tool. That being said, after this webinar is over, if you can, I highly recommend that you even log off for 5 minutes, 10 minutes, take a walk, call somebody, practice that balance. Next, to rejuvenate, we can set intention. So before using digital devices or accessing social media, we can set clear intentions for how we want to engage with the technology. So ask yourself whether your digital activities align with your values, goals, priorities, and make conscious choices about how you spend your time online. Obviously, this can be easier said than done because sitting down, scrolling on your phone for hours can be very comforting and it's really easy to do. However, when we ask ourselves, again, what are our values? What are our goals? What are our priorities? Do we want to reach a work goal this year? Do we want to prioritize our family? When we ask ourselves these things, then we can ask ourselves, is doom scrolling on my phone for an hour in alignment? And if the answer is no, then we need to set our intention with how we want to spend our time digitally. And lastly, setting mindful notifications. So managing our notifications by disabling those non-essential alerts, disabling those notifications that cause distraction, that cause you to feel overwhelmed, and then prioritizing those notifications that are important or time sensitive. We also want to consider scheduling specific times to check emails, to check messages or updates to minimize interruptions to our real outside of digital life and help us maintain focus. Now that we have walked through the decluttering and rejuvenating that spring cleaning process for our mind and our body, I am going to ask you this reflection question, and that is, what is one obligation, item, or person you can let go of to declutter your life? So what is an area in your life that you can do a little spring cleaning on? That is all that we have for you for our March webinar. Join us next month. We'll be talking about wellness on the spectrum and how you can embrace neurodiversity as a strength. This webinar will be taking place on April 24th from noon to 12:30 Eastern Standard Time. To register, you can go to the Strive Library by scanning the QR code on this slide. Thank you again for joining, and we will see you next month.